Hello, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. The readings have been a little dark lately, okay? It's been rather cloudy where I am. The rain, the water, the cold, it's been really cold, like all of a sudden. It was so crazy because when you're down south, at least in Georgia, it's like hot until December 1st, okay? I'm exaggerating, but it stays hot for a really long time. And then all of a sudden, it's like somebody flips the light switch and it's freezing, okay? What's the weather been like where y'all are at? Are y'all in Australia over there on the other side where summer is starting? Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, okay? Whatever comes out in these messages, the intention is that they, can help you. So don't bring anything into your life that does not belong, Pisces. It would not benefit you to do so. Save the reading, okay? Like the video, put a comment so you can come back and check it out if it doesn't resonate right now, but you feel in your spirit that there may be something you need to know here. Remember, old readings are often very useful because they may be able to clearly, identify what's going on. Single man. You could be a single man, or you could be dealing with a man, or this could be referencing a man who's single in your life that you're aware of. There may be some information about that person in an older reading, because I was talking about that. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe to continue to catch the vibe. We are trying to get to 50K, you guys. So please be sure that you're subscribed. Please be sure that you engage with the content in some way. Leave a little bit of offering to the spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, archangels, Father, Mother, God, the Most High, the Creator, Source, the universe, whoever you pray to and believe in, for bringing this reading to you. Okay, that is how we keep the flow of energy going. We don't need any more blockages. Okay, if you agree that we don't need any more blockages, put the wave emoji in the comments, okay? Because we need this current to flow. All right. So all I ask is that you allow that to happen in my life as well by supporting the content when you watch. Okay. Anything you need to know when it comes to personal readings. If you want me to pray for you, if you want to chat with me, okay, chat it up with me in the pen pal service. I offer a lot of services, you guys. My voice is a little scratchy today because I'm tired. I'm going to be honest. But we're going to keep it pushing because we got a schedule. We got deadlines to meet. This is not just a reading. This is an experience. I'm not a tarot reader. I'm an entertainer. So, just so you can be prepared. And usually I talk in the beginning of the reading because any of the people who are impatient, assholes who don't value the messages, will leave before I start reading the cards so we can get that raggedy energy out the way. So, hey, y'all. Okay. What is the message, guardian angels? Oh, y'all, this is irritating me. Guardian angels are archangels, spirit guides, and ancestors of the highest vibration, Father, Mother, God, for Pisces. Pisces, y'all's Virgo is coming out because that just irritated me after I just lint rolled this thing. Spirit, what is the message? What does Pisces need to know at this time when it comes to situations that they may be dealing with, Spirit? What is it that you want Pisces to know at this time when it comes to their life? Unknown numbers. So you got a bunch of, I almost said Jack calls. Somebody named Jack could be calling you from an unknown number, but anonymous calls, random calls. Jack on Titanic was like an anonymous person, unknown, because he won somebody else's ticket. So it's like they didn't really know his name. Like he was like a ghost. So there could be some like ghost calls, unknown calls from fake numbers, bill collectors. It may not even be bill collectors. There's a lot of scammers out here. Because, of course, everybody's selling our data to every fucking body. So, at the end of the day, allegedly, okay, there could be anybody calling you. I just woke up this morning when I was in the bathroom. I was listening to the shorts on YouTube, one of the creators I like, because she's just authentic. And I love the fact that she's authentic. I may not always agree with the things she says, but excuse me, I reflect, I reflect. Maybe I am reflecting when I watch her content, but I respect the fact that she's very authentic. She's true to herself, but she was warning her people, like, y'all, it's folks out here scamming. And she broke down the whole scam and like how they called her, and then they called her dad, and like they were trying to get her to send money for one of her relatives that was in jail supposedly, and the bond and all this other stuff, which is, it's just crazy how hungry people are out here. And that's why I tell y'all, don't take a lot of this shit personally, because people are trying to pay rent. People are trying to survive. People are trying to stay off the street. People are trying to feed their families. People are trying to stay warm. Y'all can't take it personal, but you do have to prepare yourself, and you can't just be a sitting duck. You can't just be a woefully ignorant participant in nonsense. So I feel like there's definitely someone here who's hiding behind a fake identity, or they're hiding behind some type of smokescreen. And it feels like it's regarding like phone calls, correspondence, maybe even emails, some type of communication. We have starting a family, answers, and also finances wanted to come out. So answer says knowing why won't help. You already know the truth. Time to unlock new doors. And finances says in it for the money, needs financial support, getting what you deserve. So in order to get what you deserve financially, or when it comes to money, there's a need for you to unlock new doors in a situation where you already know kind of what's going on to block you or prevent you from getting what you deserve, right? If you feel like you haven't been getting the financial compensation that you deserve, maybe you're calling one of those phone numbers. They could be returning your call from like an unknown number. Maybe you need to know that. But it's like, it kind of feels like you know the truth about a situation, even if you feel like you don't know why. You're like, why is this happening to me? If you really think about it, when you ask that question, you already know why. But knowing why won't change the fact that the situation is occurring. So it kind of feels like there's, I don't know exactly what this is, but it feels like there's some type of injustice or something that's not being done, maybe even legally or fairly. I'm not a lawyer. Disclaimer below. It feels like maybe, you could be at a job and you feel like you deserve to be promoted, or you feel like you deserve to get a raise. Like when I was at one of my corporate jobs, your raise would be indicative of the work that you do throughout the year. So you could either get a 25-cent raise, a 50-cent raise, a 75-cent raise, or $1. But that would depend on the level of work you did. But it was crazy because there would also be a bonus attached to it as well. But it was like you would do your review, and if you had a manager who didn't fuck with you or didn't like you, or you had a coworker that was sucking up to the manager, kissing ass, brown nosing, and they would throw you under the bus. Like maybe you had a coworker who would throw you under the bus and make you seem incompetent. And then you had another manager who was incompetent it's like maybe they were in cahoots together. And because whoever this incompetent coworker was throwing you under the bus, going to the manager, and then the manager not liking you because they had envy and jealousy, and these two idiots were teaming up together. Then when your review came, you were getting a fraction of the raise that this incompetent coworker got, even though you were doing more of a percentage of the work. It's like, that's the type of situation they're talking about. It's like something that you don't understand why this is being allowed. You don't understand why this is being perpetuated, why it hasn't been identified, or why someone hasn't been reprimanded. Why haven't they been stopped? Why are they allowed to keep doing this? Why is this not being dealt with? That's kind of the question that you're asking when it says answers. It's like, knowing why won't help. Right? Because it doesn't change the fact that these incompetent people or these corrupt people are still being allowed to function. Because that is basically you knowing the answer. You already know the truth. And that tells you, because you know that nothing's going to be done, because you know that they're going to be able to continue to roam free, spreading, ignorance and idiocy all over the world. That's what the answer is. It's telling you it's time to unlock new doors. It's time to move on or move forward, or figure out how you're going to manage your emotions in the situation. What are you going to do? Either you're going to stay or you're going to go. And if you stay, you need to figure out how you're going to manage your emotions. If you go, you need to understand that you can't continue to dwell on it, and it's time for you to move on. But you have the free will. You can make the choice that you want to make. They just want you to understand that, this is kind of like the nature of the situation. You may be dealing with somebody who is very greedy, very money hungry, very stingy, right? Or very vain and self-centered and superficial. They're in it for the money. They don't care. They don't want the good cause to prevail. They don't care about whether or not justice is served. They just want the money. Run me my money. Where is my check? Okay? That's the only thing that they care about. Because they need to support themselves. They need to pay rent. They need to feed their family. They need to keep a roof over their head. They need to stay off the street. But I feel like you also need that as well. So if it's like, you can't necessarily have any emotions or feelings about it, right? Because they're doing what they got to do. So now it's like Spirit is telling you, hey, now that you know what's going on, are you going to stay in a situation that you don't like and keep complaining about it? Are you going to stay and figure out how to manage your emotions and navigate this shitstorm? Or are you going to go find what you need and get what you deserve from another place? Because I don't think anything's going to change about this. And I'm not like trying to be negative, but we have bad habits, turbulence, starting a family. So it's like, it kind of feels like this could even be a situation where you're dealing with a deadbeat mom or a deadbeat dad. Like, this could be a woman who just goes around having kids with people and never really takes good care of her kids. It's like she just wants to have the attention of being pregnant, or she wants to have the attention of like, I'm a mom, right? Like that Huda shit from Love Island. That girl was insane. And everybody pacified her insanity and her dysfunction as if it was, oh, it's so cute. Oh, she's feisty. No, that bitch is crazy. And it be women out there like that. And then it's men out there who just have random children with people and don't take care of their children. So it's like somebody goes around planting seeds that they don't nurture and then leaves people confused about why this happened and what did they do to deserve this. It's like somebody going around and wreaking havoc in situations. That's what it feels like to me. So I don't know. What else for Pisces? Marry me and burning bridges, child. So somebody could definitely be reaching out to you. Someone in this situation could be reaching out to you, proposing something after they burned a bridge. Whoever this is burned a bridge with you, or they're reaching out to you unexpectedly because they burned a bridge with someone else. Whoever this person is could be calling from an unknown number, or they could just be shrouded when it comes to their intentions behind reaching out to you. Okay? It could be both, right? We have blame, harboring resentment, pointing fingers, who's wrong doesn't matter, and child support. Look at that. So is somebody getting caught up with child support? Somebody could be getting a divorce. There could be a person here who married someone so that they could avoid paying child support, or force the person who they married to be responsible financially for the child support. And whoever this is crazy. Some of y'all could have a baby mom or a baby dad who, well, I feel like this would be the masculine, but sometimes women are on child support too. I don't know. It's a situation where a person involved another person in their drama. They involved another person, I feel like, unknowingly in some type of karmic situation that they were dealing with, that they didn't want the person they were involving to know about. You may be getting a call from someone's ex, but this is their ex after you. So if you had a child or married someone and then y'all got divorced or broke up, you could be getting a call from whoever their next girlfriend or next boyfriend or next partner was. And that person either could be telling you about what your ratchet baby mama or baby daddy has done, or this person could be blaming you for like the fact that their marriage is broken. But bitch, I know one thing for sure and two for certain, that you need to deal with your problems with them. That ain't got nothing to do with you, Pisces. If somebody's calling you because your ex-husband, ex-wife, baby mama, baby daddy burnt them or did them dirty or whatever it was, that ain't your problem. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, I kind of feel like if you hear them out, cool. Because you may find that this person just is so, like, if you think back on the betrayal that you went through with your ex and how you felt and all the emotions and turmoil that you were going through, especially if you were dealing with somebody like clinical. When I say clinical, y'all know what I mean. Disclaimer below. I wouldn't take it personal. There's definitely a strong... Not Mary J. Blige. Was that Monica? She wait, that was Before You Walk Out My Life. Hold on. She did Don't Take It Personal. Didn't she make a song? I used to sing that song, Don't Take It Personal. Sometime I'm just a girl and I feel away or something like that, child. I don't know. But I wouldn't take it personally. Like, what someone is doing or what someone has done or what someone is telling you is going on. Now, if somebody is coming in and trauma dumping on you and abusively communicating with you in a very aggressive way or demeaning and degrading way, you don't have to listen to that. But what I'm saying is, it feels like somebody blamed you for something and got someone else caught up. Like, this feels like a third party situation where somebody blamed you for something and got someone connected to them under false pretenses. False pretenses, false pretenses, false pretenses. It could be a spell. Repeating it 3 times. Or they repeated something so many times that the person thought it was true. What else does Pisces need to know? Rich woman in reverse and sun. Ooh. So either somebody was wealthy with this rich woman card and their funds have been depleted, or this person is a gold digger, user, delinquent. Because if somebody wants to argue with you, it really doesn't matter who's wrong or, you know, what happened in the situation. It is what it is. Whatever it is right now, pointing fingers and blaming someone, trying to say that someone is wrong or that they're the problem, it doesn't really matter. It's just, what is the situation? I feel like child support at the end of the day needs to be paid. The child needs to be supported. There's a woman here who has a son, or the child is a boy. Black magic. See what I said? Didn't I just say spell work, repeating it 3 times? Fate. Somebody is trying to manipulate a person's fate or manipulate a person's destiny. Something definitely is significant about fire. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Fire sign energy. So some of you are finding the answer to like solving a financial problem. And I'm not really sure what that is. Somebody also thought that marrying another person or connecting to another person would solve their financial problem. Maybe teaming up with somebody. But I don't think it worked. I feel like there was a bridge that was burned here. There could also be a situation where somebody proposed an alliance with a person in order to cut you off or burn a bridge with you. It's like maybe somebody went to your family or your friends and convinced them to cut you off or burn a bridge with you because they blamed you for like ruining them or being the problem in their life. So they tried to, it's like somebody tried to recruit people. It's like somebody recruiting someone to their cause, and all of these group of people got to form together to mess with a person or to take a person down. Like, the only time that I feel like y'all need support, or spiritual support, legal support, doctor support, like the only time y'all need support is when somebody is like really coming for you and doing you dirty in a way where you need backup. But other than that, it's like you fight your own battles, Pisces. Like, a lot of you guys ain't no fucking punk. A lot of times people are the one, you the one people call when they need backup, because they know you about your business and they know you ain't no hoe. Okay? When I say you ain't no hoe, that means you're not a punk ass bitch, and you're not afraid to step up when it's necessary. You're not going to step up for no reason. You're going to step up for a cause that you believe is fair and just. Wow, sudden wealth. So somebody is coming into some sudden wealth. This could be child support being paid, back child support being paid. This could be a situation where it just feels like the connection that someone had is being severed. Unexpected income. So it's earned, but it's sudden. And it feels like crazy. It feels lucky. So somebody's coming into a lot of money all of a sudden. There's unexpected income. This could feel like, like when you do a scratch off ticket or you go to the casino and you hit, you know that you're sitting in the chair and you know that it's possible for you to win. You know you're buying the ticket and that you could scratch big. But you don't actually sometimes believe that it's possible. So some of you could be in a situation where an unbelievable occurrence is taking place with money, financially, child support, unexpectedly receiving some type of child support payment that you didn't, like, you knew somebody was on child support, but you never knew that they would actually pay it. You didn't think the payment was actually going to come in. Or like if you got just say, for example, if you have a child with a very gold digger-esque codependent woman who's not really good at managing money. I can't say if she's a bad mother, but she doesn't look like she's very good at managing money. She might be the best mother in the world, but she's just bad with finances. Right? I'm going to say good with finances. That's crazy. Somebody could be accusing you as a feminine energy of being bad with money or being a gold digger, but they can't call you a bad mother, right? If you're a masculine and you have to pay this woman child support and you know she's mishandling the funds, there could be a situation where, like, you could be finding out that she is connected to someone, maybe through marriage or business affiliation, that severs the tie between you and that woman, especially if, like, there's a question of paternity or there's a question of, like, behavior when it comes to abusing the system. Because there's definitely a man involved, but this rich woman in reverse, the fact that she's reversed either means she's not rich, not wealthy, not financially stable, or it could mean that it's a man who's in the same predicament, or it's a man that's wealthy. I don't know. It feels like there's definitely money involved. There's definitely some type of, like, manipulation involved. Somebody using power and resources negligently or in a negative way. The fate or destiny of a person, like, something about this situation is unavoidable. It's meant to be. It can't be, like, changed or altered. And then somebody kind of like wearing a mask. There's a proposition or a suggestion or a proposal of either marriage or like teaming up together. And then there's a betrayal with the burning bridges, a lot of, resentment, blame, and like a lack of understanding about why there was so much drama. What does Pisces need to know, Spirit? So just bear with me. What does Pisces need to know, Spirit? Yeah, it may take me a little longer with these cards. Wow, fuck. 2 came out. Yeah, the 10 of Cups and the Empress. Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Pisces, the Tower, Scorpio. Follow the house of Usher, child. Somebody's, yeah, Empire is falling. The Fool. Yeah. So again, Libra, Taurus, Virgo. I wanted to say Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries, maybe even Gemini, Pisces with the 10 of Cups. There's definitely a feminine energy, a mother figure. And I can't tell if this mother figure is being accused of being a bad mother or if this mother figure has been, like, in actuality, an incapable mother. Like, I can't tell if somebody's just trying to present this person this way or if they're actually this way. It's kind of unclear. It kind of feels like there could be a smear campaign going on to make someone look as if they're a bad mother, or just circumstances that have been kind of like manipulated and facilitated could make this mother look very beat up, disheveled, exhausted, tired. Somebody's empire is crumbling. Somebody's empire is falling. And it's because they've built it on shaky ground. It's built on unstable foundation. Fall of the house of Usher. Somebody's name could be Usher. I'm hearing Let It Burn. The feelings ain't the same. And your body don't want to, but you know you got to let it go because the party ain't jumping like it used to. Okay? Now the Tower... It says, in the fall of the house of Usher, the narrator arrives at Roderick Usher's mansion for a wellness check. Both Roderick and his twin sister suffer from illnesses, while all other members of the Usher family are deceased. Roderick has had a revelation that his destiny is connected with the fate of the mansion. Roderick's sister then dies suddenly. Roderick decides to bury her in the mansion's family tomb. The night of the burial, as a storm rages outside the mansion, okay, storms, water, Roderick's bedroom door flies open. His sister stands in the doorway. She had been buried alive. Seeing her, Roderick falls dead. His sister collapses beside him. The Usher family is no more. The narrator flees the estate. He looks back to see the moon shining through a large fissure, which I've been talking about, in the house. The crack widens. The mansion splits in two, causing it to collapse and sink into an adjacent lake. Titanic, I said Jack, Anonymous. On the Titanic, the boat split in half. A fissure created a crack, which created a severing of the boat into 2 different pieces, and then sunk to the bottom of the ocean, okay? Elements in the story, from illness to deaths to sudden storms and the collapse of the mansion, are associated with the Tower. The Tower represents anything that's built on a weak foundation. So someone's family, and this is also referencing family, you guys. It's built, this 10 of Cups references family as well. So it's like someone's family unit is built on a shaky ground because the mother, grandmother, the matriarch of the family is either foolish or kind of like sneaky. But it kind of feels crazy because, I mean, it feels like she could be, I don't know. It feels like a domino effect of sorts. Like, I don't think she started off that way, but I feel like she turned out that way because of what she's kind of like been through. Anyway, the Empress in the story of Morella nurtures the narrator with her intelligence. Her brain is her bounty. The narrator says Morella's erudition was profound. I don't know what that means. Her powers of mind were gigantic. Okay, so she was smart. Okay, Morella suffers an illness but becomes pregnant. Ultimately, she dies during childbirth. During labor, Morella says she is dying, and when my spirit departs, shall the child live? Or shall the child live? She declares it. Over time, the narrator watches her daughter grow. He says, for that her smile was like her mother's, I could bear. But then I shuddered as it's too perfectly identical. Morella is reborn as her daughter. The narrator acknowledges this when at his daughter's baptism, he names her Morella, and the girl dies instantly. Jesus. When he bore her to the tomb, he found no trace of the first Morella. In this image, Morella stands with her daughter. The symbol of Venus suggests fertility and creativity. The cypress is an enduring tree and can be associated with reincarnation. The triple goddess symbol represents maiden, mother, and crone. The three phases of a woman's life. Pluto hangs in the sky and symbolizes mystery. So we have Scorpio and Cancer because the moon is behind the Tower card. So it could be Cancer or Scorpio. Pluto is Scorpio. But the Empress card, generally represents Taurus or Libra possibly. I always see it as well as Virgo. That's just me. So there's definitely some significance to motherhood and children, child support, finances, money, marriage, relationships, contracts. There could also be like some type of spell work going on because interestingly, these are both cards. I mean, this deck is dark. Even the Fool card talks about being in like the catacombs, and the Fool is basically being led into the catacombs because he's so like jolly and excited, but he doesn't realize that whoever this is behind him is holding this knife. So it's kind of like, okay, who's around and what are they doing? Now, I read this book before, but I'm trying to get like a little bit refamiliarized with it. So if you don't like reading or you don't want to, this is how we get the real message. So that's on you, homie. Anyway, the Fool card says, the Fool is a free spirit, risk taker, adventurer, and optimist. The Fool opens doors to new worlds and new ways of living. Fortunato, from Poe's masterpiece, The Cask of Amontillado or Amontillado, I don't know, is the most excellent fool. Not only does he take risks and pursue pleasure at all costs, but when we meet him, Fortunato is even dressed like a fool. The man wore motley. His head was surmounted by the conical cap and bells. In the image, Fortunato walks ahead of his friend Montesor. All right. Sounds like Shakespeare. Okay. Fortunato walks ahead of his friend Montesor through the Montesor family catacombs. Montesor has lured Fortunato into the nitra-crusted vaults by appealing to Fortunato's vanity. Montesor needs someone to authenticate a cast of Amontillado wine. Only the best connoisseur will do. So he's tricking him with wine and telling, you're such a connoisseur of wine. I need someone to authenticate it. You're the only one who can do it. Okay. Though sick, Fortunato insists on proceeding deeper into the catacombs because he believes himself the only man qualified to do the job. Fortunato proclaims, "Let us go, nevertheless. The cold is merely nothing, Amontillado." In the image, Montesor conceals a trowel under his coat. Montesor said that Fortunato did not perceive that my smile now was at the thought of his immolation or immolation. Okay. So he was smiling because he knew he was about to take his ass out. Fortunato teaches us to keep an open heart, but not fall prey to deceit. Right? What have I been telling y'all? Love and light is great. But at the end of the day, you can't be no fucking dummy. It's like somebody is doing something, because even in this Knight of Pentacles talks about a nuisance. Like this man, he's very methodical in his way of doing business, but his business is so ugly. He don't take care of his business. He competes with other businesses in the neighborhood and irritates the fuck out of them. And he just gets under everybody's skin and gets on everybody's nerves until they decide to pay him to leave. They're like, we just want to be rid of you. So that's his tactic. That's his strategy in the Knight of Pentacles. They're so sick of his ass that they want to pay to get rid of him. And what I just feel in this situation is like the structure of someone's family, the structure of someone's business, the structure of someone's life possibly is crumbling because everything that they have is tied to like what they've built, how they built what they've built, the way that they've treated people, how they've conducted business. It's like their health, their wealth, their fortune is tied to this house. It could be somebody's home, literally. Like there could be a burial ground. I'm getting like, cause this is the catacombs on the Fool card. And the Empress is in front of like a tomb. Maiden, Mother, and Crone. I feel like somebody's house is built on a burial ground. Like you may not know that this person, maybe it's you, I don't know. This man is in the house. Somebody could have been, I don't know, done some type of harm in the house that led to their passing. There could have been maybe an ancient burial ground and developers came in and built over it in a callous way. But someone's land, it's somebody's land with the Ten of Cups, is built off of the remains of something else. And somebody did some type of magic or spell work, or they did some type of ritualistic thing to it could involve like betraying someone. I don't know, but it feels like they did something to take over the land or take over the control of whatever this was. And that's why their livelihood or their success rate is indicative of this property or this land. This could also just be metaphorically somebody trying to build success off of the back of your work. And then claiming that they built it, or claiming that, you know, you're not who you say you are. This is so interesting to me, you guys. It really is. I love this creepy Halloween ghoulish type of shit. Now Ten of Cups. Okay, it says in the Devil in the Belfry. So the publication is The Devil in the Belfry. So in that publication, Poe, because this is Edgar Allan Poe deck, takes us to a small isolated town called Vondervoda Idemitis. Child. Edgar Allan Poe had weird stories, and there were weird names in the stories. Said out loud, the name sounds like... I remember in elementary school, we read like the poem about the Raven, or the book, I think it was a poem, the Raven poem from Edgar Allan Poe. And that's why I say, like, when we were on live, y'all asked me like what got me started reading tarot. There's nothing really that I can pinpoint. It was just a collection of events. Who was to know when I was in when I was in elementary school reading Edgar Allan Poe poems about the Raven, that one day I would own a deck that highlights that very poem and other stories from that same author. Like, It's so weird. It's like things like that, fate and destiny. You can't. That's what it means to have for something to be fated and destined. No one can predict it. No one can say it is or it isn't. No one can control it. It just, that's what it is. And it kind of feels like in this reading, I'm picking up on this energy where someone thought that they could control someone's fate, someone's destiny, or the outcome of a situation, but it's like you can't, because the black magic is at the bottom of the deck. It came first, right? The black magic came first, excuse me. Then the sun, then the rich woman in reverse. So the manipulation could be that someone tries to use, because starting a family was at the bottom when we have fake or unknown numbers. So someone could try to use their seed, because that's a form of magic. Impregnation, marriage is a binding ritual. Okay. Impregnation is alchemy in some way, shape, or form. Turning one thing into another. Someone could have used like marriage, children, birth, intercourse as a way to deplete a woman's wealth or deplete a woman's riches or to defile the sacred land of the woman in this situation through a child. But destiny and fate, either of that woman or of that child, is going to be what is indicative of the result of this situation, right? So somebody can't say, oh, I'm going to get that bitch pregnant to sit her down and then expect for it to turn out the way that they thought, because little do they know, they could be involved in a bigger plan by God to bring a child into the world that's meant to make some type of change. And whatever they expected to happen is not what actually ends up happening. And that's what makes people get upset and start acting crazy. Is because they think, because of ego and pride, that what their little desires and feelings are what is best for everyone involved. Because they don't understand that they're not that important. Okay? Now, the Ten of Cups says, again, in The Devil in the Belfry, Poe takes us to a small isolated town called Vander. Said out loud, the name sounds like wonder what time it is. Wonder what time it is. Oh, okay. See, this is one of Poe's satirical works, and it pokes fun at people who are overly concerned with tradition and orderly systems at the expense of fluidity and creativity. In the image, green hills and cabbage gardens represent abundance. A rainbow arcs in the distance. Okay? So again, land, green hills, and cabbage gardens represent abundance. The abundance of the fruit of woman, the Holy Grail, the reproductive. Okay, anyway. A rainbow arcs in the distance, symbolizing peace. 10 chalices stand in the cabbage field, symbolizing growth and bounty. The town has 60 little houses, one for each second in a minute, and minute in an hour. The town dwellers tend their cabbage and make sure that the clock tower, which has 7 faces, okay, so 60 is significant, 7 is significant, minutes and hours are significant. So 8 o'clock, if you think about it, 60 minutes is 1 hour. But if you have maybe 7 faces, maybe that's 7 days as well. But anyway, it has 7 faces, 1 in each of the 7 sides of the steeple, so that it can easily be seen from all quarters. 25. Accurately keeps time. The townspeople's main concern are methodology and punctuality. Because the town's inhabitants cannot see beyond their idyllic surroundings, they inadvertently drain all creativity from their lives. One day, a devil carrying a fiddle nearly 5 times as big as himself, ciao, enters the town and chaos ensues. The devil enters the clock tower, attacks the belfry, and rings the bell 13 times. Skulls atop 2 chalices indicate trouble and remind us not to let comfort make us complacent. Damn. So the numbers in this card are crazy, because you have 10 chalices on the cup because it's the 10 of cups. But then you have 60 houses, one for each second and minute in an hour. Second in a minute, minute in an hour. So 60 seconds, 60 houses, 10 chalices, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 7 faces, 7 sides of the steeple. Okay, that could, I feel like that's 7 days. Anyway. And then you have a fiddle that's nearly 5 times as big as himself, so the number 5. He rings the bell 13 times. I don't know. If any of y'all want to put all the numbers I said in the comments, that's interesting. Ooh. It's something weird going on with somebody's family, like bloodline, on the matriarch side, like on the woman's side, on the mother's side, or with the feminine energy. The Fool also talks about, like, you know, not paying attention, getting caught slipping. It's like somebody who's able to come in and take from people because they're not paying attention, or somebody who's able to come in and kind of like manipulate people because they're not paying attention, or they just want things to stay the same. No change, no change. Stay the same. We're scared of change. Also, this could be about someone's name, like the fall of the House of Usher, their family name, the name in the lady's name in the Empress card, because the father named the daughter the same name as the mother. It ended up invoking some type of like magic or ritual because of the name. So it's like somebody's name as well. Like this could be, you know, because when you get married, usually the woman takes the last name of the man, or the feminine takes the last name of the masculine. If you have a child, sometimes the name of the child it depends on what you want to name your kid, but a lot of people name their child whatever they want to name them, but their last name is the last name of the father. Sometimes they have a duplicate name where they take both the mother and the father's last name. But it feels like somebody's family is dysfunctional. Or there's like this sheltering going on. It feels like somebody is very like... It feels like somebody comes from a family that's... Somebody's thrown off. Somebody's family is thrown off. That's what I feel. It's like they come from a family that's they either keep people very sheltered. I know the light has been weird in this reading, y'all, because I forgot to put the ring light. Oh my God. What is going on? What is going on? Is Mercury retrograde soon, y'all? I know it's soon. I know it's going to happen. I cannot talk. Like, it's not that I can't talk. Let me not say that. I rebuke that, Lord. I declare, decree, and proclaim that I am able to speak with no obstruction. But the Mercury retrograde is messing with my speech. What is this Empress and the 10 of Cups saying with this Tower and the Fool card? Yeah, and then the Tower card is like something sudden as well in the traditional meaning. And then you have this devil coming in playing his fiddle that's 5 times his size. And then he starts all of this chaos. He creates all of this chaos. But I feel like the only way that this chaos was able to be kind of like created was because somebody was being sheltered from the truth or lied to, or because somebody was like in this illusion, like they were in this delusional, illusionary state where they weren't really looking at what was going on outside of their home, their neighborhood, their life, their personal situations, to be able to see what was happening outside. It's like the cracks were already there. It's like whatever the fuck is happening, it's you know, it's like it's I'm sorry. Y'all listen. It's been like this. When a person has a child who grows up to be like John Wayne Gacy or something like that, wasn't that a serial unaliver? It's like when you're a parent and your kid is crazy and, you know, bringing home dead squirrels and cats and shit. And then the police come knock on your door and you've been smelling weird smells in your house for the last month and a half. And you don't know what it is. And you keep like lying to yourself about it, really, because it's like, you gotta know. It's like the parents of a serial killer. When the police come to the door or they sit on trial or people interview them and they're like, well, I didn't know what little Johnny was doing down there in the basement. Bitch, really? But at the same time, as a parent, knowing after having experience with little white lies that my kids have told over time, and like remembering how it was being a teenager and being a kid, sometimes you don't know. You might suspect, but you don't have any way to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt whether or not your suspicions are true, right? You can't really put your finger on what it is, but you know something is off. That's not what I feel in this situation. I feel like there's someone here who had several signs, synchronicities, indications, inclinations, pieces of proof that showed them that something was wrong or that a situation was not sustainable, like something was not built on firm, solid ground. Like there was every indication, whether it was the cracks or the smells or the lies or the miscommunications, or, you know, whatever it was, there were several indications that a situation was not on the level. It was not on the up and up. But it's like, I feel like someone was woefully ignorant. I said that earlier as well. Now, the Wheel of Fortune came out. So this is definitely fate, destiny. This is something that cannot be changed. Fixed sign energy. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio. Taurus could be very significant. Also Virgo and Libra. Scorpio and Taurus are really significant. And Aquarius, I said earlier, because I just felt like I needed to say Aquarius. Now it's come out with the Wheel of Fortune. We have the King of Swords. So strong Aquarius and Libra energy. Not so much Gemini, but Aquarius and Libra. Scorpio and Virgo. The King of Swords and then the Ten of Swords. Well, I guess there's the Gemini. Okay, Ten of Swords. Somebody knows the truth about someone's death, because there's a lot about death. Or they know the truth about like a plan. What's the Wheel of Fortune? This is a weird reading, y'all, but we're going to be using this deck and figuring it out. Leo. with the Strength card. There could also be a woman here who I want to say could have possibly had several miscarriages or children pass away. That could be how you know who this Empress is. She had several miscarriages or her children passed away. Or maybe she, terminated them. The moon is at the bottom and the Two of Swords. There's a lot of major arcana, y'all. Because even the world is underneath the Tower. There's like a vantage point. I feel like some of you guys are going to have... Because your energy is not here at all, Pisces. And this doesn't feel like it's closely connected to you as if you're right there. It feels like this is more so the pieces of the puzzle being put together. And I feel like somebody got people to agree to some type of action based on false pretenses behind like some weird motivation, okay? But it kind of feels like with the World card, you're on this horse watching this tower because he's looking at a tower. Technically, he's approaching the tower, and that's like his reward for all his hard work and completing the journey. But it kind of feels like he's watching this tower crumble, and he's watching this family dynamic or this family group of fucking criminals or occultists or whoever the fuck this is. It's like his reward for the cycle that he's been through and the journey that he's been on is being able to have a vantage point to this tower crumbling and falling into the river. That's what it feels like to me. Then you got the tower and the moon, Three of Pentacles. I feel like someone tried to burn bridges or destroy someone's business or destroy someone's home or destroy what someone has built. If they can destroy this tower, if they can destroy this business, if they can destroy someone's reputation, give them a bad reference, give them bad reviews, then they can destroy a person. Because whatever the person is attached to the structure, and the structure was built, I guess, on faulty ground. I feel like this is an organization, though. I feel like this is like a group of people, but it doesn't feel like a formal organization. It feels more like random, or it feels more dysfunctional, as if it's like a family doing this. Like somebody tried to destroy a person's job, career, reputation, business, but they try to do it secretly. Someone is held back. It's like you don't see that someone has been detained as well. Maybe they can't leave the country. They can't travel. I feel like someone also may have said that they were like supportive of you or they had your back, but secretly they burned a bridge. They betrayed you. They were working against you. I also feel like whoever was doing that, though, they didn't see how powerful your birth chart or destiny was. Child. That's crazy. I'm just flabbergasted. Whew. There could have been somebody on the inside of whatever this is that switched up on the person who was betraying you as well. Like the fact that someone spoke up about a person's betrayal, or the fact that someone spoke out about a person's nefarious plans, is why a situation is shifting. And I feel like whoever this was very brave, and they spoke against people who maybe they were related to, or they were like a part of this group. I feel like there's like siblings here. Like a sister, like somebody has a sister. There could be like a sister and brother. The sister, brother, and mother are being highlighted the most. What else does Pisces need to know? Legal in reverse. Look at that. So somebody could be getting a divorce. This is what I feel. It's so crazy. It feels like someone had a marriage or a partnership, business partnership, some type of legal affiliation or alliance with a person here that's being destroyed because of what someone did to you to try to destroy you. It's like if someone finds out that they're married to a lunatic, a psychopath, a fucking narcissist, allegedly, and they discover that they're being blamed for betraying you or doing things against you in order to have a life or build a life or start a family with this other person. This other person does not fuck with that shit, right? So if your baby mom or your baby dad is a horrible person and they went off and found a good person and wanted to settle down and change their life and turn their life around, they didn't tell that new person how dirty and dog shit crazy they were treating you. Your kids might be a secret. Your relationship, your past marriage with them, everything that the court cases that you went through with them, that all could be a secret, and that other person may not know. You may not know that that other person even exists, and they don't know that you were being treated crazy by whoever this is. They find out, they don't like it. It uncovers a whole bunch of secrets that they weren't aware of. And they are courageous enough to divorce or break up with that person or fucking leave. And then they may call you and let you know what the fuck's been going on. I don't know how they would get your number. Also, if this is a situation where your ex or someone who you were dealing with, maybe even a business partner for some of you guys, it does not have to be romantic in either of these situations. If a business partner did you dirty, found a new business partner, and they find out that you got done dirty by that person, they want to sever ties legally. Because they're like, nope, I don't fuck with that shit. If you did Pisces like that, you could do me like that. If it's a situation where two people teamed up together and they were both nefarious, they're now at each other's throats because there's been double, triple cross going on here, and they're both destroying each other because they're both crooked and they came together to take you down, but now the internal organization is crumbling, right? So either the motherfuckers was working together to take you down and now it's crumbling and they can't do anything about it because this tower is here. Or someone discovers that they've been lied to by whoever has done you dirty and they create the tower by disconnecting. if someone contacts you to team up with another person to take them down, I would just be very careful and cautious of whether or not you do so, because they could be trying to manipulate you into thinking that you have a common enemy when really you don't. And whoever, like, if your situation with someone has been discovered by their new partner, professional or romantic, personal, whatever, if someone has discovered that the person who did you dirty and they don't fuck with that shit, whoever did you dirty and lied to that new person is going to blame you for destroying their new partnership. They may even try to come after you in court, but I'm telling you, they have no case. At the bottom, wow, frenemy, fake friends, two-faced, hidden intentions. Tiptoeing, avoiding getting caught, acting shady, sneaking around. So this is somebody who either has a fake friend and they're realizing that they can't trust whoever they teamed up with to come against you. Or this is somebody fake that is claiming that they're supportive, but really they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. Somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing. It could either be illegal, or it's like they could be trying to file false charges, make false claims. Somebody's been working on building a case, that Eight of Pentacles that we saw with the Three of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Moon card. Somebody's been working on building a case, but it's being built on shaky ground because it's not actually a viable case. You know when somebody has a level of dysfunction to where they start to believe their own lies, and therefore they start expecting other people to believe them too, but when people look in from the outside, they see how crazy it is. I feel like that's a result of this black magic, whatever this is. Somebody dibbled in something that they shouldn't have dibbled in. They fucked with something that they shouldn't have fucked with. And it could just be the pure fact that your destiny, your fate, the wheel of fortune for you was so strong that trying to take you down, even if it wasn't on a like magical level or a spiritual spell work type of level, just them coming against you, them trying to ruin your business. Like, if you create a business and your destiny is to create this business that's meant to help people, and you end up helping someone who's meant to do something else, or their kid is meant to do something else, or their grandkid, like, Spirit is not going to let that track or trajectory of progression be ruined because Captain Bubblefuck is dumber than a damn picket fence. They're not going to let the trajectory of this fated event be ruined because somebody's big-headed ass didn't like the fact that you were able to do whatever you were able to do. They're not that important. Spirit is literally saying to this person, sit down. You are not that important. Whatever Pisces is supposed to do, whether it's for them or for someone in the future, you are not important enough to change the trajectory of this wheel. The wheel is going to keep turning and you're going to get grinded up in that bitch along the way if you don't sit your bitch ass down. And that's really what it is. And like, people don't understand that. But legal in reverse, what is that? Oh, the card flipped out and it was upright and then it fell down in reverse. Ten of Swords reverse. So whatever that Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I feel like it's really a Libra, Aquarius, Scorpio, or Virgo King of Swords card that we saw earlier. Whatever they were saying to lie, they just lie all the time. All of their lies are being disproven. Whoever filed paperwork, legal paperwork against you, some type of claim, some type of case, some type of false statements against you, all of that shit is being thrown out. Thrown out. Y'all remember, if you've been watching me for a while, all these readings recently have a lot of readings in the past few weeks. I picked up on the trash, people coming to pick up the trash. The trash is being taken out. A case is being thrown out in court. King of Pentacles and the Hangman. Wow. Seeing things from a different perspective, Hangman, being stuck, trapped, falsely accused, exiled, embarrassed. It's like somebody wanted to publicly embarrass you. Or someone told this person that the case was a slam dunk. They were going to get everything they asked for. It was all going to work out in their favor. And whoever that motherfucker is didn't know what they were talking about. I don't know. I feel like there could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming to you and telling you what was said. Yeah, the devil. Ooh, Lord. The King of Swords. Knight of Cups. Somebody connected the dots. I feel like it was a lawyer. I also feel like the lawyer could be the one who's unraveling the lies because they're upset. It's like when somebody lies to their own lawyer, it's like you the dumbest person in the world if you try to get over on or, steal from, lie to, or refuse to pay your own damn lawyer. Because they're the one who has all the secrets. And they can file court cases against you if you don't do right by them. And it kind of feels like somebody's lawyer had the information that incriminated or got someone, either they know the truth about how to get someone off or get their charges dismissed, or they know the truth about how incriminating something looks. I also feel like the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles could be connected because the King of Swords is attached to the offer that was made to the King of Pentacles to possibly lie for them. Like somebody could have got somebody to lie on you for them. And that's what I feel like this is. But it's like whatever was going on, whoever was supposed to hold up their end of the bargain did not do so. And I'm not sure why. Burning bridges. Knight of Wands. Fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't see or you don't have all the information about the action someone took to win a case or to defend a case, like what they said to the lawyer so that they would take the case. Like it just feels crazy. Page of Swords. Yeah, somebody started questioning a person's action. King of Swords, Ace of Swords. The King of Swords started investigating things because there were things that weren't adding up. There were bits and pieces of the story that were missing. They felt like they didn't have the truth. They felt like somebody was lying to them. And so they started investigating and looking into what was going on and found that a person's actions didn't match like their story. They started feeling they started feeling like they should look more closely into a person's behavior. Yeah, or a person's story. Because it started to not add up what someone was doing. That's crazy. What's this fake or unknown numbers? Let's see what that is. 3 of Cups and the Ace of Wands. 6 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. Yeah, and that goes with this Ten of Cups. Ooh. I feel like somebody was just either too complacent, too cocky. They counted their chickens before they hatched. They counted their money before they got it. They spent it before they got it. Somebody could be coming towards you to help, like, guide you through steps that you have to take in order to get something, or what you need to do to get something. Somebody's goal is to move forward from a chaotic situation into something more calm. What's this child support? Ten of Wands. Uh-oh. Somebody is stressed out. Queen of Pentacles. And the Star card. See what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. What's the Ten of Wands? The Fool. Ten of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Ooh. Somebody's mother is getting exposed. Somebody's mother is getting exposed. Somebody's mother played a role in this situation. But there's a person here who really thought that they could force a person into a position of, like, lack. Their family is involved, specifically the mother. And there's a lot of money that's being released to someone here. There's a burden that's being released. What is this sudden wealth? Two of Pentacles. Something that you've been waiting for. Magician and the Knight of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Ooh. Five of Cups. Emperor. Somebody lost a court case, and they got to pay this money. And they got to pay it now. Oh my God, the cats are doing something. I just want y'all to be mindful that there could be someone who you think is a friend or who you think is an ally that may not be an ally. You probably already suspect them. There also is a situation here where someone's family dynamic is like someone's wealth, or the wealth that they put into a home, the wealth that they invested into a business is tied to this situation. So, like, if somebody owes you money, or somebody owes you property, or somebody owes you wages, whatever they haven't been paying you was invested into maybe the maintenance of a home. And the home continues to fall apart because that money doesn't belong to them. And you're going to have a front row seat to where, I don't know if you're going to watch the home be auctioned off. Somebody's house may be auctioned off in order to pay the debt that they owe. Because if the court finds that they've been, for example, like if you're a construction worker and you did work on someone's house, and they didn't pay you for your materials or your work or whatever, labor, and they put that money into a house that they built that they now own, people can file or request that the judge instruct the person to sell the home in order to pay off the debt. Like if the house is in their name, kind of like that case that came up recently about Nicki Minaj and her husband, Kenneth Petty. And the fact that they were avoiding a case that was filed against them by somebody who was making claims that she like assaulted them, and the damages, and like suggesting that the judge order Nicki Minaj to sell her house in order to pay the debt, and like they weren't answering to the court cases or something like that. I don't believe that that's necessarily true. I do believe that somebody is coming for Nicki. I'm not a Barb. I don't stand or fangirl for any of these people because they're just regular people like me. But I feel the need to bring up the correlation, because like there could be a situation here where somebody didn't want to pay you what you were worth, or they didn't want to pay for something that they were liable for and were supposed to pay you. And because like whatever they own, I feel like can be auctioned off to pay that debt. Like if your baby daddy wasn't paying your child support, or your ex-husband wasn't paying child support, but they bought a car, they bought a house, they got all this income that they've been using to buy assets, the court can seize those assets and then run you your money. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I get with this Tower card. It's like somebody's property is connected to their livelihood. And it doesn't necessarily mean if they lose the house, they're going to lose their life. It just means that whatever assets that they have are connected to what they owe you. And the fact that they haven't paid it to you is why those assets are being depleted. That is crazy. Oh my God. I'm just going to see what is the possible outcome of this situation for Pisces. What is the... Ow, my finger. Lord. What is the possible outcome of this situation for Pisces? Ooh, Chariot reversed. The Sun. Look. The Hangman, the Lovers, the Sun, the Chariot reversed, the Ace of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Tower. I feel like you can expect some type of resolution or peace in a situation. Yeah. It's like you're waiting for a decision to be made, or you're waiting for information before you make a choice. This is a difficult choice. But then it's like, it's not so hard. And then maybe you turn something down, or you turn someone down, or you decide not to move forward with something. And it's like some type of blessing comes in with communication all of a sudden that you've been kind of waiting for. I don't know. Something is not... Yeah, I feel like you're not going to move forward, or you're not going to rush to make a decision in a situation. Knight of Swords, Page of Swords. So yeah, you're going to get a message and receive a message that something can no longer move forward. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. Six of Wands and the Seven of Cups. It's like there's been some type of victory here that someone is telling you about, or confirming that it's true, that you were able to keep your position. Like, I don't know, if somebody was trying to get you out of your house, or seize your property, or file false claims against you, destroy your business, because I said something about that earlier. I just kind of feel like something is not going to move forward. You're not going to be displaced. You're not going to be exiled. I also feel like you're getting some type of attention for what you've said, because what you've said is being confirmed. and the illusion is becoming clear when it comes to like why something wasn't moving forward, why you were stuck, what was going on. You're going to be happy that somebody tried to like really fuck with you, cuz it's going to come out. It feels like there's something publicly that you said that's being confirmed, or something is being said publicly about this situation that confirms it for anybody who was in doubt. So it's like somebody's being forced to release some type of funds or something like that. The fact that something is illegal, or the fact that somebody did something unlawfully or illegally, is proof that you were telling the truth and that you were lied on. Like with the Devil card and the Ten of Swords reverse, clarifying the legal card in reverse, it feels like your truth, your vindication, your validation in a situation publicly is connected to someone else's illegal activity. So once someone's illegal activity has been proven, or once you get like exonerated from some type of charge or found not guilty in some type of charge, it verifies what you were saying and solidifies the truth that there were lies that were told on you. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're being proven innocent ultimately proves someone guilty. You're being like, the ruling going in your favor automatically means it doesn't go in somebody else's favor. But I feel like that's because they were fucking with your destiny and there's something that you're meant to do. So all I'm going to say is you better make the most of this shit. Don't be playing around anymore, because it's something important that your spirit team really wants you to do. And the fact that you're even watching this reading, bro, and the fact that you're here and you're hearing this information, and you know that maybe your situation hasn't been resolved 100%, or that, you know, there's still some foggy areas of like the situation and the circumstances, just know that it's gonna go down. And when it does, you need to be ready. So don't really focus on what anyone else is doing. You need to be focused on whatever this is that spirit has been calling you and begging you and pleading with you to create. That is a part of this Wheel of Fortune. That's a part of this fate. What's the advice? Your life is about to start moving quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. What did I just fucking say? You get what I'm saying? I ain't got to prove myself no more. I know what the fuck is going on. And even if it doesn't play out exactly like I said in the reading, the most important thing that spirit wants you to do is to understand that things are about to speed up. You need to have a backlog. You need to have a resume ready. You need to have talking points ready. You need to have your content ready to go out. You need to have whatever it is that you need to have prepared. And that's why you don't have time to be focusing on little peon motherfuckers that's dumb as picket fences and what they got going on. Spirit is handling that. You need to handle your motherfucking business so that you don't get caught up in another situation where somebody's trying to block you, because eventually you're not going to have the same amnesty or forgiveness or support from spirit if you don't listen to what they're telling you to focus on. There's something that needs your attention. And they send a bitch like me to let you know to screw your head on straight and stop fucking around. Because when I say it to you, it's going to stick. And you going to hear it. Even if you don't like it, it's going to be echoing in your head. Because that's just the way this shit go. Because we got a schedule. We got shit to do. Fuck them bitches, period. And I said it. I don't care. Fuck them hoes. Fuck whoever it is. You got shit to do. In relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. Right. So stop taking these people. I don't give a damn about that forgiveness shit. Forgive them in your heart and move the fuck on. Stop letting people walk all over you. Stop being loyal to people and coming to people's rescue who would leave you burning in the street. Ooh, 2 cards. This is your validation. Ooh. Did I not just say that? This is your validation that things are finally beginning to work out for you. Get ready for unexpected breakthroughs, good news, and plot twists. Blessings are coming. Plot twist. If people are gossiping about you, frenemies, or spreading rumors, don't fall for it. No one is worth lowering your vibration for. Let it move through you. Let it roll off your back like water off a duck's back. See it for what it is, which is a reflection of their pain rather than the result of your actions, right? So whoever this is who betrayed you or was working against you, gossiping about you, spreading rumors, getting people to believe lies or co-signing what some liar was saying about you, fuck that hoe too. I don't care. Because they're all sitting around pointing the fingers at each other because they're in a group. They had to group up to take you down. They couldn't take you down one-on-one because they're not powerful enough. And back when you were young and your spirit was young, you probably got in a lot of fights and you probably whooped a lot of people's ass. And people probably lied and said that you lost a fight when really you won. And then you grew up and you started fighting with your mouth and your words and your mind rather than your fists. And now the same thing is true. And a lot of people discredited you. A lot of people didn't believe you. A lot of people tried to exile you, ostracize you, make you the laughing stock of communities, make fun of you, giggling, kiki and ha ha and hee hee to all they people. You were the butt of all the jokes. You were the scapegoat for all the plans. You were the problem that everyone, blamed everything on. But now you're being validated. Finally, you're being vindicated. And all of the support, and I'm talking to you bitches who watch me and don't support me because you watching because you competing with me. All of you who got people in your mentions and in your views. All of the people who you see eyeballing your shit and don't say anything. All of the bitches who got a closed mouth because they know they punk ass can't step to you and got to group up like little chickens to come against you. All of them hoes is going to watch you rise. And it ain't no vindictive shit. That's not what this is. It's about don't come for me unless I send for you. Like and subscribe, Pisces. Get in the comments. If you found something beneficial in this reading, please consider donating through PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle. It is very helpful. Book your services, Pisces, if you want a service. And remember, this is our circle, booze. Them bitches can't get in, and that's why they mad.